What's going on, y'all? We back. We back. Another week. One down, 16 more to go. That's a little different with me saying that because I'm used to the 16 games. So, I'm still trying to get used to that 17. But the Cowboys got the Jets. We are moved on from one New York team to the next. This season gonna go by fast. I can see it now, man. We already going on week 2, and it's getting ready to be. Come on, tomorrow is the start of week 2 already. But the season really starts on Sunday. Now, I can almost guarantee you that we ain't gonna beat the Jets 40-0. I can almost guarantee y'all that we ain't gonna beat them 40-0. However, this team that we got can beat anybody. This team has the talent to go undefeated. Now it's just a matter of just doing it. Now it's just a matter of, even if you do go through any adversity, do you overcome? And do you still stand tall? But yeah, so what we got on the menu today, for those of y'all who are new, we like to go ahead and break things down one sector by another. And today, what we got on the menu today is the Cowboys defense versus the New York Giants offense. I said the New York Giants, the New York Jets. So, if you've been hiding under a rock, you have missed that we won't be facing A-Rod this Sunday. We will be facing Zach Wilson. That's a downgrade. Even if A-Rod is almost 50 years old, that's still a downgrade. We know that going against the Jets, our time will be easier. It would have been a little bit more of a chess game going against A-Rod than it would have been going against Zach Wilson. Now, even though the players change, the mission stays the same. Whether it was A-Rod, Wilson, or the president, we still seek out to go ahead and beat the New York Jets. So we're going to get straight into this thing. We ain't going to go ahead and hold you up. Over here, we like to get straight to the point. So I watched film yesterday. I actually was tuned into the game on Monday, so I was able to go ahead and double back on it. Watching the game, I'm kind of getting familiar with the team, who's standing out, things like that. And now the second time I watch it with an even more analytical eye. Okay, so now, we're preparing for them now. Now we're going to go ahead and got to have that focus in. So, but that being the case, man, looking at this offense, the key players of the Jets are the running backs and Garrett Wilson. Those are the key players. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, and Garrett Wilson. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, other players may make plays, but as far as keying in on them, those are who you key in on to go ahead and have a great chance of beating the New York Jets. Now, in looking at the matchups, the key matchups that I wrote down and watching film was Garrett Wilson versus our top 2 cornerbacks, which are Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. Also, key matchups will be DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons versus, I believe his name is Mekhi Becton and Dwayne Brown. Now, Dwayne Brown, we have some familiarity with Seahawks. He was always one of them tackles, man, that got talent, but always hurt. So, in looking at the Jets, people was talking about, oh, this is a bad offensive line. When you look at it on paper, offensive line is not bad on paper. As I was saying the other day, now, on paper is different from actually playing the game. And watching that game on Monday night and in the film, I didn't get a bad offensive line. See, if you want to go ahead and see the offensive line that we going against this Sunday is definitely better than the New York Giants offensive line. I didn't get bad offensive line vibes, but I did get vibes that, hey, our defensive line should still have a good game against this Jets line. I seen weaknesses and I seen weak links. So we're going to go ahead and get into that as we go along. But to kind of backtrack and go back to Garrett Wilson versus Diggs and Gilmore, that's going to be key, y'all. That's going to be key. As you can see, when A-Rod went out, the Jets didn't have too much success throwing the rock, right? However, Zach Wilson threw a couple of little darts. He threw one to Garrett Wilson, and he actually threw one to Allen Lazard. But just like the Packers and now to the Jets, Allen Lazard is not a threat to me. Garrett Wilson is the threat. Now, because we have acquired Stephon Gilmore, I don't believe that Trayvon Diggs will follow him. So I believe that they will play sides. But that's also good to go ahead and give Garrett Wilson a variety of looks. And Stephon Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs is going to have to bring their A game. They're going to have to bring their A game, y'all. Because as you can see in desperation, as you can see when the Jets needed to play in the air, He gonna go to Garrett Wilson. He gonna go to Garrett Wilson. Now, even with quarterback issues, Garrett Wilson have proved that he can go ahead and be in 1,000-yard rush. And Garrett Wilson is a very talented wide receiver, as you can see on Monday night. I also think that, when we did film regarding college and we was talking about the different wide receivers coming out, I also said that Garrett Wilson was one of the better wide receivers coming out of that specific college. And he's going ahead and putting that display in the NFL. Now, Garrett Wilson, man, has the ability to make some amazing catches. So even if we may be having sticky coverage on him, he still has the ability to make catches in tight quarters. So even when he's covered, he's still a threat in being able to go ahead and catch that ball. So that's a matchup that's going to go ahead and require our two corners to go ahead and be at their best. And if for some reason he gets loose, that's going to open everything else up, such as the running backs, Allen Lazard. I believe Hardman is over there, but I think he hurt if I'm not mistaken. But that's going to go ahead and open it up for other weapons that we should have on lock. You see, with A-Rod being out, the priority to run the football, the Jets will have, because they have to do their best to try to protect Zach Wilson, who in my view, in my opinion, sucks. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna be honest. Zach Wilson sucks. He may have good arm strength, he may have mobility, but as far as being what a quarterback should be, as far as mentally, he doesn't have that. I don't see the vision there. I don't think he can read defenses. There's certain things that I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, what did you see for you to make that type of decision? I don't know. He probably got the case of the Josh Allens, right? I don't know what that man got going on, but I just know that I wish we would see Aaron Rodgers because I would have loved to have beat on him in New York. But we're going to have to settle for Zach Wilson. Now, Tank, Micah, and Mekhi Becton versus Dwayne Brown. Now, one thing that I seen in that film, that tape, was Dwayne and Mekhi trying to cut block. And both of them failed and gave up pressure or a sack after they were trying to cut block. And so, seeing how our DNs are athletic, we should be able to go ahead and stay on our feet and take advantage of them being off their feet. See, I wouldn't understand why they would want their 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" tackle being on the floor. He does you no good by him being on the floor trying to create a block. Now, I know that that is part of the game, but he does no good for you being on the ground. Now, in looking at them, our DNs can blow past both of them. I'm talking Micah, if you want to call him a DN. We call Micah anything we want to call him, right? Tank can blow by him. Sam can blow by him. And I believe Dorrance can go ahead and blow past Becton. So, by them, see, we're going to tie all this together in a minute, though. Them holding the edge and them going against them two tackles, man, is going to be key. Got to keep that man, Zach Wilson, in the pocket. Don't want him getting out. Don't want him getting out the pocket. Don't want him going ahead and creating opportunities, man. Because if so, you give him, you just giving up another way to get beat. I want to make Zach Wilson a pocket quarterback on Sunday. That's how you beat them. Not allowing him to run, because they're going to go ahead and take a little bit page out of the Daniel Jones book, the Jalen Hurts book, the Lamar Jackson book, and run him some. Oh, they're going to do that. They're going to look at that first drive with the Giants, and they're going to go ahead and try to emulate that. I'm sure of it. He may not be as big as far as mass-wise like Daniel Jones, but having the ability to go ahead and use his legs, he definitely has that. So I would advise Dan Quinn and them to go ahead and be prepared for that. Now, speaking of them wanting to go ahead and run the ball with Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Your D tackles is about to get their first test of the season. We about to find out if we are improved in the middle of this defense on Sunday. I can assure you that we are going to find out if this defense has improved in a run game. I can definitely assure you that. These are two running backs that you're going against, man, that can go ahead, man, and take it to the crib at any given carry. As you can see now, I don't know about Breece Hall. Breece Hall got that ability, though, but he looked a little bit out of shape He gassed out, man, after a good 60 yards on that. He was gassing out about that. He looked a little out of shape. Now I know he coming off that injury though, but out of shape indeed he looked. However, even though Dalvin Cook is new to the equation, Dalvin Cook also has that home run ability that you have to be concerned about. You go toward the principles of how we went against Dalvin Cook when playing against Minnesota. How we went against the Giants as far as making them go ahead and be behind early is what will be the best thing to do going against the Giants. If they playing from a lead, they playing in a tight game and they're able to go ahead and try to establish a run game, we're going to see. I want to see, does this defense have the ability to take away that run game? Not having to rely on Wanye Thomas. Not saying that they did because it's the first game, but not having to rely on Wanye to make a game-changing play like that and allow the rest to see every game ain't going to play out like that. So can you impose your will on the team to get to how and what you do best? Now, as mentioned before with Zach Wilson, we have to watch out for his legs. So I would be prepared for quarterback runs, call quarterback runs, the read option. I'm pretty sure that they're going to go ahead and test, especially if Dorrance Armstrong is at end. I'm sure they're going to try to test him to see if he has fixed the errors that he had regarding setting the edge. I'm pretty sure they're going to test all these DNs because even though we was at a point in the game where we can go ahead and peel back and just go ahead and hunt, I did see some things that I seen last year as far as going inside the B gap, losing contain. Sometimes when they called a stunt, they lost contain on the Daniel Jones run. So I did see similar tendencies to what we experienced last year. However, it's a new day. It's a new game. So we're going to see if the teachers, and we're going to see if there was an urgency in correcting our one-game roles. We're going to see, y'all. We're going to see. Now, give me a second. Let me take a sip, y'all. Give me a second. Now, one thing that I did see and observe in this film, what got home was TE stunts. If you're not familiar with TE, tackle in stunts or ET stunts. There was a play that come to my mind because it was kind of similar to what the Cowboys did and Osa got home. So I don't know if you guys remember, but what got home was a stunt. I don't know if it was really a stunt, though. I don't believe it was a stunt, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was just Osa just making it a play. But you can go ahead and simulate that for it to be a stunt, which was Michael Parsons slamming down, taking up two bodies, and Osa being free to go ahead and fight through the trash to get a sack. Now, I make that comparison because Jordan Phillips got home on an ET stunt. He wrapped around and he got home. And now I believe that Michael Parsons and Osa can do the same and get home. And I also believe that since Neville Gallimore is a part of this roster, I also believe that you can get away with that with a DeMarcus Lawrence and a Neville Gallimore situation because Neville Gallimore definitely has the speed to go ahead and perform that stunt and get home. And Osa looks a lot quicker, and I know Osa can get home. So we have a couple of D tackles that can get home on these stunts. And watching the film, it didn't even look like Zach Wilson was really aware of what was going on. He doesn't have any pocket awareness. So you can get a little creative and get home. So I would look for Dan Quinn to simulate that and see if our boys can get home on the 3rd and long. He might go ahead and use it in different ways, different combinations, whether it be with a D tackle, or he might put in his NASCAR package and put in 2 defensive ends to go ahead and perform that. Who knows? I don't know. But I believe that Dan Quinn will run something similar to that just to see if they'll have success, just like the Buffalo Bills had success in getting home with Jordan Phillips against Zach Wilson. Now, when we go to the weak link, let me get my phone, y'all. Let me make sure. Let me get my phone. Let me get my phone, y'all. Because the weak link that I can tell y'all is that right guard for the New York Jets. So I would expect Micah to be on him, Lawrence to be on him. And I would expect Osa to get some love on there too. Let me see his name. Okay, the rookie. I believe he's the rookie. Ain't that USC if I'm not mistaken? I believe that's USC if I'm not mistaken. That Vera Tucker dude. Their O-line, see, you ain't gonna get away with that with the left guard though. But their O-line consists of Dwayne Brown, Laken Tomlinson, Connor McGovern, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Mekhi Becton. And one thing that I seen was that right guard. He could be some cooked food for this team. He could be some cooked food. I seen him get bullied some. I seen him. He was susceptible to that bull rush. So I definitely will put our best rushers that can rush with some power. I'll definitely go ahead and sick them on him to go ahead and see what he about. Let's see. Let's see if that can work with us. I'm telling y'all, I'll go ahead and pick on that right guard. I'm picking on that right guard. And as I stated, though, with these D tackles, with Hankins and Osa and Mozzie, we would love to go ahead and see them beat up on that center. See, this game, I'm going to tell y'all this, though. This game is also essential for these D tackles pushing this pocket. The D tackles need to push this pocket. Because as we bend in the edge, and I know we can get the edge, and he decides to want to step up, if he has nowhere to step up, we should be getting home a lot of the times. And y'all know we coming. See, and watching that game, I think what Sharif Floyd said just off of week 1 analysis was cap. And what I mean by that is he said that the way that the D-line was going to attack the offensive line was going to be more of controlling them. I didn't really see that. I'll be honest. I see, I seen us getting out. That could be because we had them down and we was going ahead and getting busy and going after them. That could be it too. Maybe I might have spoke too soon. So I can go ahead and reserve for that. But from what I seen the same thing. But then I also know I got to go ahead and kind of take a step back and allow this to play out because I understand that the circumstances was a little bit different. But one thing that you can also expect, even though I said that Garrett Wilson was going to be a key, you can also expect that all 3 of their running backs, including Michael Carter, will be involved in the passing game. They would love to get all of them running backs in space. so they can go ahead and have their speed on display. One thing that I noticed also is that on the right side was where all their explosive runs came. And that's with Vera Tucker and Mekhi Becton. Their right side had the explosive plays. The Brees Hall run. Dalvin Cook had some chunk runs. All their explosive plays in the run game came on that right side. It looked like, when they wanted something big, they went to that right side. So I will also keep that in mind regarding that side. I would also keep that in mind. Also, saying that Zach Wilson can't read no defense. I don't know what he sees. Milano caught Zach Wilson staring down at his wide receiver, and he was able to pick him off. Now, when I seen that, I thought of Leighton Vander Esch. I believe that Zach Wilson is going to try to force some throws. And I believe that because he doesn't have the ability, or you could say skill, to scan the defense, and doesn't have the awareness to go ahead, man, and look wide receivers off, look cornerbacks, safeties off, there's going to be some opportunities to pick him off. I like our opportunities to try to pick him off. He's definitely a sitting duck. He's definitely can be and should be going against his defense turnover prone. So all I see, man, is opportunities. And with this good defense that we facing with the Jets, the offense might need a couple more extra opportunities to go ahead and put some points on the board. Now, the Jets won a close one because that Jets defense, I'm pretty sure, heard Micah's quote, heard what Micah said, and said that they're the best defense. And I'm pretty sure that Robert Saleh, knowing what type of coach he is, has that on his board. The Cowboys think that they're the best defense. We're here to show them likewise. So it's going to be up to them to go ahead and back that up. But we're going to get into that tomorrow, right? We're going to get into that tomorrow. But that's pretty much it. It would have been a little bit more complex if A-Rod was here. But to be honest with you, y'all, it's self-explanatory with the Cowboys and the Jets when it comes down to the Cowboys defense and the Jets offense. Make Zach Wilson a thrower of the ball. Make his life miserable. Make him throw in tight windows. Don't give him wide open throws. Challenge these wide receivers. Choke out the run game. This has been emphasis the whole all season, and I would expect it to come in play on Sunday at 1:25 Pacific time, 3:25 Central time, and 4:25 Eastern Standard Time. So it's self-explanatory, y'all. Either you're going to get the job done or you're not. Would I use a spy? I'll see how things go, because I might need Marquise Bell to go ahead and watch him a little bit. I might need Leighton Vander Esch to watch him a little bit. Never know. Because I'm pretty sure that Robert Saleh and that offensive coordinator is encouraging Zach Wilson to go ahead and go through maybe a couple progressions and look to take off. You see, they do him a disservice by really trying to go ahead and make him to something that he's not, which is a quarterback. We all talk about Jalen Hurts being a running back playing quarterback. Well, they, just like what the Giants do, they're going to have to do similar to that, because if they expecting him to go ahead and pick us apart, there's a reason why A-Rod was there to take over. And he was learning from A-Rod to go ahead and learn how to go ahead and be an efficient passer. But because his learning has been cut short, He's going to be, once again, trying to learn on the job and learn on the fly. Cowboys can't take this game for granted. Cowboys can't loose up because we're not going against A-Rod. We're going against Zach Wilson. Because I ain't gonna lie, I had this game circled, hoping that we played A-Rod, but yeah, it is what it is. Because I would have loved to go ahead and beat him, especially with his new team. But I guess we got to go ahead and back off and maybe next year, right? But that's just what it is, y'all. It's really self-explanatory. There ain't no rocket science. This ain't no Albert Einstein. This ain't no E equals MC squared. This ain't nothing that's just so complex. It's really so easy. Even a caveman can do it. That's how easy this should be. Not saying that the game is going to be easy, because this game is going to be a tougher game. Because this game is it's going to be some hard, it's going to be some hitting. It's going to be some physicality being displayed. And still, you're going to have to understand that it's probably going to be a little bit of a chess match. Understanding the circumstances of, because the Jets got talent, y'all. Even with A-Rod missing, they still got talent to go ahead and try to perform. Let me look at that. Let me go ahead and look real quick, man. Let me go back and look at that depth chart real quick, man. Just, I know I'm missing one wide receiver in my head I can't think of right now. We got Lazard. Oh, so hold on. Miko Hardman he was quiet in the mud. We got Gibson. Yeah, Randall Cobb. That's who I was missing. We got all these little former Green Bay wide receivers. Yeah. Then we got Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah. Them would be his safety nets, because the tight ends and the running backs, they'll be his safety nets. We got to tackle this game. I know that. I know we're going to have to tackle. This defense, understanding all off season, understanding what we had in front of us going to week one. We understood that the defense, the Cowboys' identity is defense first. Mike McCarthy noted, you know that, I know that. Just like what the Jets won with defense. The Jets took advantage and kept giving their quarterback opportunity after opportunity, and he finally cashed in on a couple, which led to victory. And now, unfortunately for the Jets, that's going to have to be their identity for the whole year. But fortunately for us, that's not our identity, because we have a quarterback that can make some plays, even with the limited opportunities that he could possibly have. But yeah, man, that's what it is, y'all. Make Zach Wilson a quarterback. Clamp up Wilson, man. Give him that attention that he deserves. Put your best on him. This is what we paid Diggs for. This is what you brought Gilmore for these type of situations. This is what you brought him in for. Stop this run game. Do not let this run game. If we getting cooked in this run game, our conversation this coming up week gonna be a little bit different. So we're gonna see, y'all, man. It's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be a battle. Don't expect it to be easy. I promise y'all that. Don't expect it to be easy. It's gonna be a nice battle, y'all. I can't wait. But anywho, y'all, man, that's my time. Appreciate y'all. If y'all catching the replay, please hit that like button for me and get me in the algorithm. And we'll be back to go ahead and talk about this Cowboys offense versus the Jets defense. Till next time, y'all. We gone.